You've been crying and you need somebody to talk to, girl. Because and I'm getting fire sign energy. My fire signs, you are going through something. And know that you are divinely held and supported in this cocoon right now. And I'm going to get some messages for you. A tower. Bottom of the deck before I've even shuffled it. Tower. Yeah, I knew it. I got woken up in the middle of the night for this, girls. The sun. I've pulled out the sun on the bottom of the deck as well. I've got to shuffle these, alright? But the sun. Every tower in your life is only going to bring you something better. So don't be upset about this tower. Oh, and I've got the Three of Cups. You know what, the three... I'm going to shuffle in a moment, but I think this is just unfolding in perfection. Because these cups, that's united, that's the Holy Trinity, that's three, that's friends, that's friendship. Ten of Pentacles. Wow, alright, I've got to shuffle up. Ten of Pentacles is like the best cup in the deck. I think you've got everything. But I did pull out the tower. So I'm getting intuiting while I'm shuffling these. You guys thought you had everything, and you did have everything for a little while, but shit's falling to pieces. The Lovers, and yeah, moving into calmer waters. Ace of Pentacles. Look, if you're needing a one-on-one or wanting to reach out, send me through an email, kaikrystals@gmail.com. Contact me via Facebook or whatever you need. Yeah, it's definitely about relationship, isn't it? That's what this is about. But what about the relationship with yourself? Okay. Yeah. Nine of Wands. Okay. Which means that you're struggling with the relationship with yourself, which maybe you were in the first place. Yeah, you're still learning about yourself in the first place. You don't know yourselves, but thinking in the spiritual sense. Okay, so we've got a blindfold on spiritually. You don't know your spiritual self. However, going into a relationship with somebody, you didn't need to look for yourself. But all that hard work that went into the relationship, and you just left in the unknown about it. It feels like the lady in the red dress amongst all the swords, doesn't it? Turn that lady in the red. This is the Eight of Swords. Turn the feeling of being the lady in the red dress with the bandage on her head. I've been where she stood, and it was the best place I could have ever sat and been stuck there for a while, because that was where I fell deep into myself and realized that I had choice and I could choose. And I could choose whatever path I wanted. And it's like reminding me of the Two of Swords I just pulled earlier, the blindfolds on. Okay. But while this blindfold's on, it's actually us being able to tap into our other senses. So yes, we don't fall to pieces in utter despair. I'm hearing somebody's with a narcissist, and you're not with a narcissist. There's a spirit within that person that is being a narcissist to you. You need to, you're getting sick. He's making you sick. She's making you sick. You're not going to live it out if you keep it going. And you're not stuck. You're not stuck. You just need to reach out for help and maybe get an exorcism on that guy. Like, seriously, I know how to do it. You can come to me, but I will not be mocked. I will not be putting up with people who want to give me lip service and say everything's okay. When you're talking to the High Priestess, I know what's going on. then I'll try. I think that's why some relationships from the past fall apart, because you know that they don't want you to know what they know. And I just pulled out the Four of Swords. It's healing, isn't it? This person who's with this narcissistic person that's making you sick. I ended up coming out of a relationship and I had to go into the hospital. And I remember falling into my mother's arms and saying, don't ever make me go back there, please. It was horrible, but I went to the hospital when narcissists will make you sick, but it's making the narcissist sick as well. It's actually just a very terrible situation to be in. You are an Empress energy. Whether you're male or female, that doesn't really matter. But Empress just means that it's got the Venusian sign at the bottom. It's love. Oh, and also I'd like to point out that people, I think it's AI has said that the most authentic, authenticity is the strongest thing in this earth, but it's not, and it never will be. And I believe that that's an AI generated kind of imagining, which is fine. We love AI. It's very helpful. But your love and your heart, nothing more powerful than your love and your heart in this world. And even when you seem like you've got 10 wands and you're shoveling shit uphill, the love that you have in your heart, you can actually shift the whole world with it. And no one wants you to know that. That's not common knowledge. No one will tell you that. No one will tell you that the power of your mind can make everything else obsolete and you can create an absolute new world with new things in it. This day and age that we're in at the moment, we're able to manifest things at a rapid rate. Whereas if we go back, let's go back when I was in a terrible relationship and I was sitting on my own all the time crying, oh, woe is me, woe is me. But that's not actually what I was doing. I wasn't saying woe is me. I was saying, wow, I've got all this time to myself. What do I get to do with it? Oh my gosh, I can learn about this. I can learn about that. I can learn about what happened to me. What happened to me in that relationship space? And what's this person doing to me? And you're going to find if it's narcissism. And it's not who the person is, it's who the person's been taken over by. And yes, I've been chased by a narcissistic spirit, possibly for lifetimes, possibly, I don't know, but I definitely fucking stomped on it in this lifetime, because we've got access to everybody worldwide. And what did we work out about this narcissistic spirit? Well, they do the same shit. It's worldwide. It's not like they're playing new games. It's the same thing over and over again. And when you sell your soul to the devil, so they say, whatever, I don't think that somebody who is narcissistic can't be pulled back out of the mud and given redemption. Because I've seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes that not every narcissist remains a narcissist, yes. And I just pulled out the death card and it was upside down. And what does the death card mean? When it's upside down, the world has turned on the narcissistic person. Yes. Yes, and that's happened in my life. Why? Because we banished the spirit of narcissism. It's gone forever. Praise be the Lord. Okay. I'm not really a religious person in that sense. However, I do clearings, energy clearings. I send the energies up to God. I've got access to God. I am not religious. I am spiritual, and spiritual in the ancient sense where we connect in with how to say something more ancient than what belongs to religion, because religion is a form of control, which in some senses is beautiful. The Quran seems to have held and still holds a lot more truth within its book than the Bible, which has been twisted and manipulated a fair bit. So, yes, and I just pulled out the the 7 of swords. So somebody is making off with 5 swords. So they've stolen a lot of the information, yet there's 2 swords left behind. So speaking on the book, and I've got my eyes shut as I'm doing this, I'm channeling this information in. Speaking on the book of our Bible, 5 swords have been stolen from that, and 2 swords remain. So we've got the 2 truths. But think about it, anybody who's trying to keep you slave minded, who's trying to keep you stuck, who doesn't want you to evolve into your true self, because that will change everything when you evolve into your true self. And I'm speaking on the macro level now. When we all do that, I will go back to the micro and I will focus on your individual issues shortly, but on the macro, when we break free of these constraints that they put over us and saying that I just got, we need to start a new religion, but a religion of love, a temple bringing in all the old energies, the old. And I'm seeing them now. There are so many deities. There is so, yes, with respect. Okay, moving forward. We can go back there another time. Okay, somebody is in despair, up at night, unable to sleep. Is that me? No, but whoever it is, I awoke for you. I offer you a sword, and this sword of truth. When you're holding this sword, and this is the Ace of Swords, it is ultimate power. You know who gave you this sword? God. God handed you the sword, and you're in your ultimate seat of power when you're holding this sword. What you need to know is it's okay to walk away from what doesn't suit you, what doesn't belong. And in doing so, it's like when one door shuts, a window opens. And maybe you just need to sit down and watch The Sound of Music and say, these are a few of my favorite things. Da 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 da. And think of your favorite things, because the more you think of everything that's going wrong, the more everything will go wrong. Break the shackles of what you're attached to and start thinking of a way out. One thing I'll go back to is when I was in such a place where I was laying on the ground of my bathroom, very eat, pray, love of me, saying, God, yes, he grabbed me up, spoke to me. I decided I am enough. I always have been enough. Who am I being that I am no longer enough in this moment to exist? And then when you have a look at all the pressure and the pain that you put on the person who you were in a relationship with, when you didn't allow them, or they're not allowing you to just be, you've got so much pressure put on this person that they've actually had to outsource a freaking demon, because they cannot deal with the initial pressure that you were placing within them and on the relationship. You expect it. You asked too much. You weren't asking too much yet. You were asking too much from the wrong person. You're not asking too much. You're just asking the wrong people. But being in, one thing I know now that I did not know then is that we walk together through this life. If we're in relationship with another, I have never been a good person in a relationship. I didn't know that until I knew that. And I had to walk through hell to find that out. And the hell that I walked through was so devastating. I never thought I would claw my way back out of hell, but I did. And you can, because we don't belong in hell. Yeah, we've got many friends there, don't we? Because we've spent so long there. High Priestess card comes out. In the depths of hell, what I realized was I didn't deserve the judgment that I was coming under. I was actually an amazing person. In hindsight, the person placing me under judgment was an amazing person too. And I pull out a blank card. A blank card. Now, what are the chances of me even pulling a blank card? What does that mean? New script. Write something else. It's time to write a new script. And your expectations of other people, you can never ask of someone else something that you are not. So if you do not hold these same, if you do not hold these morals, if you do not hold these beliefs, you cannot hold another person to them without them being your own. So get out a piece of paper. Start writing down your expectations for yourself. And find, maybe this is something you're nagging at another person to give you, to be you, to leave the other person the fuck alone, okay? Let them carry on their journey. When they come into your space, if you are under narcissistic abuse, I would recommend you grey rock them, grey rock. And this is, just don't be feeding them. Some of us have been the best food for a narcissist they've ever eaten, because we're way too much, but we're just enough. But what you need to do is just give them nothing. Do not give them something to feed on, because they're just like, they just need a bone to nung on. But it won't be your bone that they'll be nunging on. But anyway, grey rock just means no real emotion while that person's got that spirit within them. You're not going, yeah. And I've pulled out the Six of Pentacles. It's generosity. Okay, grey rock, look it up. I'm not going into full explanation on it here, because as I was saying before, narcissism, when they've got no new tricks, it's like this weird guy, wizard years ago, was like, yeah, like I'm into, I do peyote, and I'm a shaman, and I'm related to Navajo bloodline. And I was like, wow, this is like so boring. Like, what a jerk. Weren't people doing this in the 80s or something, and spiritual girls were swooning over it? Yeah, I'm not impressed, mate. Not impressed. Not impressed. Not only am I not impressed, I can't feel my stuff around me. Like, I just knew straight away. I knew straight away, and I don't even know if that guy, yeah, fool's journey. Anyway, I'm not even going to speak on him. Fool's journey. Magic and all wishes fulfilled. Do you know you're born with magic within you? Do you know that we do live in a very magical realm? Do you know that there is no force more powerful on this realm than you in your magic? And yeah, yes, I know that about me. I know that even with blindfolds on and eyes shut, I do not need the cards to tell the story, yet the cards help tell the story. Queen of Swords. Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to cancel, clear, and delete that bringing up of that wizard, because, yes, got what just deserved. Okay. Your center. We're often called upon in yoga or meditation to find our center, but what is it? Yeah. Yes, that place of peace within you. That's where it is. You are alive, alert, spontaneous, capable, and engaged. Out of center, you will feel intense. No, you will feel tense, conflicted, indecisive, and incapable. The monkey mind is in control. Thoughts are swirling. Centering is needed, and it is a skill available to you, while the best strategies for centering are unique to each of us. Finding our center starts and ends with awareness. Learn to notice when things don't feel quite right, then redirect your focus. Start with breath, observe and free your thoughts. Repeat until calm, and whenever needed. Welcome home. Ooh, isn't it lovely? All alone, heart made of glass, my mind of stone. Tear me to pieces, skin and bone. Oh, welcome home. Man, I wish I could. Thought I found a way. Yeah, go listen to that song. No, if you're in narcissistic distress, go listen to that song. If you're just finding yourself, Shakti, the goddess, embrace the goddess that is within you, or embrace the God part within you. You know, with all these deaths and rebirths that we have during life, we're able to actually get closer and closer to our higher self, our God self. And some of you would be very surprised when you've realized who your God self actually is and why, just why we are not able to access it immediately in this life. Like we all came down here under the veil of forgetfulness. Your spiritual self is very, very much, wow. Some of you are glittering in gold in the spiritual realms, and people think that they can take it from you. It is hilarious. Hilarious, hilarious, hilarious. Oh. But you can walk the path that they had to take. These people who think that they can steal, they're going through hell. Oh, because you had to walk through hell for lifetimes. Yeah, you're probably just better off not trying to steal from people then, aren't we? Lemon. Okay, I'm getting some insight as well to speak to somebody if they're having mind issues. Okay, let's talk about neurogenesis, and that's regrowing new brain cells. Give yourself a normal shower. After the end of a normal shower, you're going to have 30 to 40 seconds of freezing cold water. That is going to spike something within your head, and you're going to be able to regrow new brain cells. But while you're growing these new brain cells, your thoughts need to be on positive things, because this is a rewiring of the internal structures of your mind. So when you're doing that, you need to have perhaps some music on in the background, something uplifting. Also make sure that if you're needing something specific, contact me. I've got the perfect thing for you. I just feel like I can't say it out loud. You know what? You'll find it. The perfect music to go on in the background whilst you're in the shower will be provided for you. God will give. It'll just happen. It will just happen. Make sure you put music on. Make sure, even